Hello everyone, and welcome to the inaugural video of WHEEZY MMA. I'm WHEEZY, and today I will be predicting all the fights on the Strickland vs. Hernandez UFC Fight Night card, February 21st on Paramount+. Let's get started on the early prelim opener of Juliana Miller versus Carly Giudice. Carly's got the stereotypical crazy lady forehead. That's what I'm going to say here. I believe she's on a pretty solid KO run, or she got a KO in her last fight. I'm going to go with Carly to get a KO round one on Juliana Miller. Next up, Jordan Levitt versus Yadier Del Valle. Levitt fought at lightweight. That's right. Lighter man skill. Yadier's going to dog walk him. I'm going to say round one TKO. I'm going to say 3.5 minutes left. About Yadier's going to clip him with a left hook in the pocket, and then follow up on the ground and pound. Yadier Del Valle, round one, TKO, 3.5 minutes left. Alright, Phil Rowe and Jean-Paul Lesbian-Yonyan. Phil Rowe, he's been around a while. He's a crafty vet. He could pull something out craftily. Shout out Lucas Tracy. But Jean-Paul's the real deal. I believe his dad or his uncle owns a gym, and so he's grown up in it his whole life. He's like a Dagestani. Since he was little, he's been training. And finally as Americans, I know his name's Jean-Paul Lesbian Yahoo. Alright? I know it's a little much, but yeah, I'm going to take Jean-Paul. I'm going to say Phil Rowe's going to stay in there, though. I'm going to say Jean-Paul by unanimous 30-27 decision. I think he's going to get it done. Phil Rowe's getting up there. He's getting up there in age. He's getting old, but he is still pretty tough. So I'm gonna say Jean-Paul's going to use his grappling and kind of just blanket this fella. Maybe get a submission, but I think he's just going to get a 30-27 unanimous decision. Next up, we have Ramiz Brahimaj versus Punahele Soriano. I've seen Soriano fight, actually. I believe it was UFC 320. It was in Vegas. It was either 313 or 320. But I don't know if you guys know the movie, excuse me. But he walked out to a song that was in the movie Hot Rod. And in the movie, it's everyone's kind of having a good time, having a parade through the town there, and then it just turns into a riot. And I gotta tell you, during the walkout, he got me going. And I believe he won that fight. I think it was a decision, a lot of grappling involved. I could be wrong, but I do believe that in this fight, he's going to want to keep it on the feet. Brahimaj has solid jiu-jitsu. He's got decent submissions. But I personally think Soriano is going to get it done 29-28 decision. Yeah, it's going to be a close one. This one's going to be a close one, but I think Soriano is going to be able to pull it out. Nora Cornoli and Jocelyn Edwards. Do you guys really care? Yeah, I'm gonna go Jocelyn Edwards to stay on the outside, point fight, win it in a decision. Alden Correa and Luis Garul. I might have seen Garul fight too. I'm not positive on that one, but I feel like I have. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Korea to stay on the outside, kind of point fight on this one. But I do think Louis Gruel is gonna try and get in, get the takedowns. I think he's gonna just try and stay on top, maybe throw in some ground and pound. If he can get in on the takedowns. If he doesn't get in on the takedowns, I think Korea is gonna point fight this one, win it by unanimous decision, 30-27. Next up, Odie Osborne versus Alibi Idris. Odie Osborne's pretty cool. He's a solid guy. Little bit of nerd about me. Kind of into the UFC card area. He's big into the UFC cards, and he seems like a solid guy outside of fighting. This little Kazakhstani fella from Tough though, he's solid. I gotta go with the Kazakhstani. One of my best buddy. He's Kazakhstanis, and they're just a tough little people. You know what I'm saying? I think Alibi's gonna be able to use his wrestling, get in on Odie's hips, and honestly, I think he's gonna be able to sub Odie. I think I could see Alibi getting Odie in a. I don't know. I'm gonna just go by sub. Second round. No. Late third round. Probably 2 minutes left. Alibi's gonna sub Odie Osborne. Alright. On the feature fight of prelims, we have Chidi Njikwani versus Carlos Leal. I think Chidi's gonna knock him out, to tell you the truth. I think Chidi's going to find the chin of Leal very quickly. He's still got a lot of explosivity in him. And I think 2 minutes in, he's going to be piecing up Leal. He's going to clip him with an uppercut, or maybe get into the clinch, hit him with a couple knees to the body and bring one up to his head as Leal's kind of hunched over. And I think Njikwani is going to get a early to mid first round TKO on Carlos Leal. On to the main card. Zach Reese versus Michelle Pereira. No gas tank having ass. What do we think here? Does Zach Reese take him into deep waters, ergo 3 minutes into the first round? Or does Pereira starch him? That's a good question. I'm going to go Zach Reese. I think Zach Reese is going to get this one done. Pereira's got a lot of experience, but he also does not have a gas tank. He improved a little bit in his last outing, I believe, but I think Zach Reese is going to be able to. I think he's going to be able to stay away from the big shots early and not get emoted on by Pereira. I think Zach Reese is going to get this one done. Third round TKO. Yeah, third round TKO. Zach Reese gets this one done. Jacoby Smith versus Josiah Harrell. I could be wrong, but was Harrell not the fella who had like a brain-eating amoeba and had to pull out of his original fight? I could be wrong on that, but regardless, I'm gonna take him. If you can live through something eating your brain, you don't need it. That's exactly the type of person we need for this sport. Just to walk through whatever Jacoby Smith is punching and hit him harder than he hits you. That's all you really need to do. Simple as that. I know. Breaking things here on WHEEZY MMA. But I believe Josiah Harrell is going to basically just walk down Jacoby Smith, and I think he's going to flatline him. Truthfully, I think he's going to flatline him with maybe like a jab right hook or jab overhand. Now I'm thinking about it. No, he's not going to get starched. Nope, not going to happen. There's going to be too many nerves. He's not gonna perform to the best of his abilities. He's also a little fucker. Golly, 5'7". This is Ilia Topuria. This is Ilia fighting at welterweight. We're about to see what happens. Probably does not have anywhere near the hands that Ilia has, but if he does, we'll see. Wow. Now that I'm seeing that, 0 inches for leg reach. Are you kidding me? This guy's a dwarf. He is a little person. I take back everything I've said. Jacoby Smith's going to beat the ever-living dog shit out of Josiah Harrell. Point blank. Round one TKO. Just something nasty. Sergey Spivak versus Ante Deliha. Who cares? I'm gonna go Spivak to fluke an arm triangle or like a weird Kimura on Ante here. Yeah. Dan Ige versus Mezcael Costa. Michael Jackson 2.0. I love Dan Ige. Dynamite Dan is a stud for sure. I think Melke is too good. I think he's got too much fast twitch. I think he's too fast. He's going to stay on the outside. I think he's going to stick to his kicks, teep it out, hit the legs, hit them body. And then when Dan comes in, I think he's going to catch him with some, maybe like a knee up the middle. I don't think Dan Ige is going to go out, though. I think it's going to go to a decision. I think it's going to be 30-27. Clearly, Costa wins, but I don't think it's going to be a super dominant win. You know what I mean? I think he's going to win. It's going to clearly be his win, but I don't think he's going to be, just beating the crap out of Ige. Let's see here. Jeff Neal versus Uros Medic. Jeff Neal's Jeff Neal, I'm going to take him in this. I will be betting on Jeff Neal to crafty vet this one out. And if he doesn't, I think it might be time to hang him up. But Medic is good also. He's in the big show for a reason. He's not overly talented, but he's not a slouch either. I'm going to take Jeff Neal to win this one by decision, but a sloppy decision. 29-28, sloppy decision by Jeff Neal. Yeah. And now for the moment we've all been waiting for. Sean Strickland versus Fluffy Hernandez. And this is where the hot takes get scalding. Sean Strickland is going to split decision Fluffy Hernandez, and then he is going to absolutely dog walk Khamzat Chimaev in the title shot, and he's going to be two-time champ. Sorry, excuse me, not double champ. He will not be double champ, but he will be two-time middleweight champ. He is going to split decision Anthony Hernandez. Sean Strickland's wrestling is solid. If you listen to anybody talk about training with Strickland, what they do, any of his coaches, any of his partners, they're telling us this guy can grapple. And we have seen it in the Duplessis fight. He got taken down, yeah, sure, but he didn't get held down. Duplessis wasn't Khabibing. He wasn't Khabibing Sean Strickland. And I don't think Sean Strickland's ever going to get Khabibed by anybody. I think Sean Strickland is going to wear out Anthony Hernandez with the teeps to the body. Sorry about that, guys. Computer crashed, but we are back. Yeah, as I was saying, I think Sean Strickland's going to stay on the outside, teep and jab, hit Fluffy in the gut. I think Fluffy's going to do good early. I think he might get a few takedowns first and second round. But I think Strickland's just going to pop right back up, try and keep it on the feet. And honestly, I think Strickland's probably going to get a unanimous decision over Fluffy Hernandez. I think he's going to get a 4-1. A 49-46 maybe. I don't see him winning all 5. I think Fluffy's too good. I think he's going to take rounds off Strickland for sure. But I do think Strickland's going to unanimous decision Fluffy Hernandez. And then with that win, I think he's going to get another title shot. And I do think he dog walks Khamzat Chimaev. I think Strickland has the skill set to completely negate Khamzat's wrestling. And if you do that, we've seen it before. What does he do? Against Gilbert, what did he do when he couldn't wrestle? But yeah, I think Strickland wins this weekend versus Anthony Hernandez by unanimous decision. Put it on the books. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like and subscribe. If not, I don't care. Up yours. But yeah, I will be doing this more consistently now. That was the first video from WHEEZY MMA. I'm WHEEZY, and I'm out. Have a good one.